It's Saturday morning. It's qualifying day, part 2. Yes, hello everyone, I am Slow Rider, this is my world, welcome! Welcome, welcome. You may notice I am back in Manchester. If you watched the last episode of my Formula 1 British Grand Prix footage, not there's much of the actual Grand Prix footage, you'll know that I rode back to Manchester and I'm going back down again this morning for day 2 of qualifying. Not strictly day 2 of qualifying, it's part 2. It's kind of both anyway. It doesn't really matter. I'm on my way back down again and chosen a different route to go on. Partially helped by the sat-nav telling me to go that way, which is interesting. We'll have a recap of events coming up yesterday so we can have a catch up, but just briefly while we're still in Manchester, many people will be familiar with the Formula 1 as Friday's practice day, Saturday's qualifying, Sunday is the race. But for the British Grand Prix this year, it's one of 3 Grand Prix that they've decided to mix it up a bit, and Friday wasn't just practice day. It was also the first part of qualifying, which was the traditional 3 sessions that we've been having for the past few years. Saturday is another practice session, which I don't imagine is going to be too busy, but you never know. Followed by a sprint race, which is probably going to be about 20 minutes to half hour in length at the end of the day. They'll start that sprint race in the order that they qualified yesterday, and then the result of the sprint race will be how they start the race tomorrow. The only benefit that I could see to the drivers at this point is that the top 3 placed drivers in the sprint race get some points. A total of 6 points are dished out. 3, 2 and 1. Can you guess what happens to those points? Who they're given to? Yeah, it's not rocket science. Anyway, and then yeah, tomorrow we have the race as normal, so it's a bit higgledy-piggledy really. Not entirely sure what the benefit of it is, but there we go, that's how it is. I'm actually heading for the route that I came up yesterday evening. It's starting to get dark for the A34, but I do love riding down the A34. That's the thing, it's quite a nice road to go down, but we're going a bit further down. We're going past the A50. You can go down to the A51. That's the plan anyway. No, lorry, no! Oh. I guess it was inevitable. Okay, a little bit faster than the limit, but gotta do it to get past on these roads. Wouldn't have been so bad if they hadn't dropped the speed limit to 50 a little while ago. I love it when there's nothing around. It's one of the reasons why I don't mind doing this ride. Yeah, it makes for a long day. But the roads are empty, mostly, apart from one lorry. Let's say this time, even the town bits. I mean, this is Saturday morning. Alright, it's still technically in pandemic restrictions. But look. Look at it all. And tomorrow morning's going to be basically the same, and I want to take a longer route tomorrow, but equally you have to get there early. Anyway, on with today. Routine clearing of the baffles, nothing behind. So let's have a quick rundown of what happened yesterday at the Formula 1. I mean, aside from all the sideshows like the classic cars, which are awesome, there's the W Series qualifying. Aside from all of that, the Formula 1. So practice 1, Red Bulls looked quick. Unbeatable, in fact. They were astonishingly quick compared to the rest of the field. McLaren's looked pretty quick. Verstappen was quickest in practice 1. Lando Norris second quickest. Hamilton did eventually get up to third, but the Mercedes were looking a little out of sorts for a while. And then I believe, was it Bottas or was it one of the Ferraris? Anyway, the Ferraris were unexpectedly quick, I think, yesterday at Silverstone. I really do. I mean, they're not slow by any stretch of the imagination, but yeah, you know. For the other British entry, George Russell, things looked a bit bleak. Down at the bottom of the field, slower than his teammate. Wasn't looking good at all, frankly. But then qualifying happened. Again, initially Verstappen looked quickest. Perez had caught up a bit, but Hamilton and Bottas were still keeping them honest. Ferraris were looking pretty good. The McLarens. The biggest surprise really yesterday was George Russell. Having done so badly, well not badly, but having not done so well in practice 1, he got through qualifying 1, which we thought, oh, you know, he's doing quite well then. In qualifying 2, he got the 7th quickest time. We're thinking, he's in a Williams. His teammate's nowhere. What's going on there? And in Q3, I mean, like I say, we didn't think he would get to Q3. We didn't think he would get out of Q1. 8th on the grid for the sprint race. I mean, it's quite possible he's going to go backwards in the sprint qualifying race today, but genuinely, it was a surprise. I think it's a surprise. I may have mentioned this in the previous video. I think it was a surprise to his engineers and to him that he was that quick, but he was, which is awesome. Hamilton picked up pole, which is a little surprising given practice 1 times, but he was right on it. He was right on Verstappen's tail right from the start of qualifying, and it's not unexpected that that sort of thing would happen, to be honest. Red Bull have generally been quicker in practice, and then Mercedes catch up in qualifying, not necessarily passing them, but catching them. And the Ferraris again were pretty good. Norris, I would say, I mean, he was good in qualifying, don't get me wrong, but it was a little disappointing for them given what we've come to expect from them. But they're still quick in the race, so sprint qualifying, maybe they've set up for that, and then that means they should be quite good in the race as well. So let's try and remember this way. So it's Hamilton, Verstappen. 3rd was Bottas. 4th was Sainz, I think, in the Ferrari. Certainly one of the Ferraris. I think it was Sainz. Then Perez in 5th. Lando Norris in 6th. 7th was someone else. And then it was George Russell. And then I think Leclerc was behind him, and I can't remember who was 10th. Doing well. Why that stretch of road is 40, but there's clearly a reason. It's been that way for a while, to be fair. I think I remember being 40 when I came down here last. A34, head on to the A51 towards Tamworth and Lichfield, I think. I think that's where it goes. Oh, and Rugeley, of course. Who could forget Rugeley? Ah, shit. Oh, fuck. Okay. There's a way round. Oh, I like screwing up today. Well, let's not show this bit. Don't look that sharp on the sat-nav. No sir-ee Bob. I know what you're supposed to do is use your horn when you go over here, but it's early on a Sunday morning. Saturday morning, there we go. Get the right day. Oh, this is not too bad. I had a feeling it'd be a much bigger road than this. That's better. Now we're going the right way. Always gives a thumbs up to people who move out your way, that's what I say, unless you're controlling the bike. And then they'll understand, because you know you're doing other things, but yeah, if they let you past, give them a thumbs up, they're good people. Nasty that it's so soon after a change of speed. I mean, you should be going the speed limit at the sign, but that is rather nasty, particularly with the trees blocking the signs. I was guessing it was 40. I might have struggled to get down to 30. Must be baby skips. They're teeny tiny, well they're not teeny tiny. would have been good at 50, never mind. Oh, cyclists as well. And they're two abreast. Oh no, they're not. No, they're not. They got single file. That's good. Good on you. Well done. Oh, travellers. Wonder why the horses were just left there. And this is where we diverged yesterday on the way home, heading north, which was that exit just gone. Now one thing I will say for yesterday's Grand Prix action, what is it? It was very well attended, but I think there might be a number of reasons for it. A lot of people point to the fact that qualifying was on Friday, and it was later in the evening, so people could actually go and see it. Not that that would have been a problem on Saturday, but on a Friday, obviously, it is an issue. But as one of the commentators said on the track commentary, the little radio station they have there, there's a lot of people working from home in the stands. Coupled with roving tickets for the grandstands, if you have a weekend ticket, Friday and Saturday, you can go in any, pretty much any. There's 6 grandstands you can't go in, but any of the other grandstands you can, including the ones on the main straights, you can go in most of them. Friday and Saturday. And it's the first British Grand Prix that we can go and see for 2 years. I mean, you could watch them on TV last year, but there's an appetite to go and see stuff. There's a lot of factors playing into this, and I hope they don't just say, oh well, this qualifying setup was a massive success, because that would be it will be a distortion of the truth, I'll put it that way. It wouldn't be fair to say that the sprint qualifying setup was why it was busy yesterday. Undoubtedly there would have been an element of that, but there's so much more. You see the number of kids there on a Friday. You telling me sprint qualifying did that? No. Oh man, 40. You're doing this at 40. That's why I don't like their slow signs, because they slow everything down way too much. It's not a 40-mile-an-hour bend, I'm sorry. Not even in a HGV. For a road that is famously straight, the A5 does have some nice kinks in it. Oh, it's waiting. That's jolly nice of him. I'd expected him to just pull across, but no. I do have a feeling traffic coming into Silverstone today could be quite bad, but most of it's going to be for the Formula 1, so it should be after we get there, or after I get there. Trying to look at it that way. For fuck's sake, Renault, get in the right fucking lane. Oh, you're not following the lanes, you're following the white lines. Well done. I know where I'm going. Straight through the door. First line on the left, one cross each. Come on. Did you not listen to his instructions? You're going to stop everyone to ask where you're going. Oh God, you are, aren't you? Straight through the door. Line on the left, one cross each. No. Wow, there's a lot of people here already. Yep, go the obvious side, come on. And then just stop, that's fine. Wowza. I'm almost tempted. I am very almost tempted.